Oh, I'm so cold. Hello, you guys. Welcome back to the vlog. I am going to do some research. I've mentioned that I recently was diagnosed with an MTHFR genetic mutation, I guess is the appropriate way to say it. So basically, I have it's C667T homozygous science. And so essentially what that does is it affects my methylation processes, but particularly the methylation of folate and B12, among a few other things. It can cause a number of symptoms, one of which, and maybe coincidentally, or maybe because of, is migraines, among other things, including the extreme fatigue that I've been feeling. So my hopes in, this like 3-month experiment that I'm going to engage in is that maybe I'll see some changes. Maybe I will see a reduction in my migraines. I'm already taking riboflavin, which is one of the cocktail of B vitamins that I will essentially be taking going forward, in addition to NAC, SAMe, TMG. I don't remember the full acronyms, and creatine, glycine. I already take D3, so that's not new. Magnesium I already take, so that's not new. But I have to figure out now what order do I take these in, because they gave me the list and they're like, here you go, buy these, take them. And I know that you don't just take stuff. Like most B vitamins, you take them during the morning because they will energize you. Apparently methyl B12, which I already do take, but I don't take the other stuff, so maybe it'll affect how I absorb the methylation. Apparently it can cause kind of like bipolar type symptoms, like either extreme depression or mania. So I gotta kind of keep an eye out for that. Maybe it won't be a thing that affects me at all since I already take some of that stuff. But apparently if you have depression, particularly if you take SSRIs, like you have to really look out for it. So that's a thing I'm also doing, is going through and seeing what are the side effects of these things so I can keep a careful log of anything that I feel. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm whipping up the spreadsheet that I made because they just sent me like, here's the list, and that's not effective for me. So I've got the spreadsheet. It is 11 separate supplements. I have to see if I actually have received all of them. It was, I think, $134 to order, except the riboflavin, magnesium were already in my collection, and D3 as well, so I didn't purchase those. So the other like 9 were $134. Not something I'm totally happy about, but if it helps, I'm willing to try. Glutathione, that's one of the other ones. It's I think that's the brand. It's like L-methylfolate, P5P, which is peroxidyl 5-phosphate, otherwise known as vitamin B6, SAMe, which is S-adenosylmethionine. They said magnesium L-threonate. I've taken threonate before and I don't like how it makes me feel. I much prefer bisglycinate, so that's the one I'm taking. D3, N-acetyl L-cysteine, NAC, that's what that's called. Reduced glutathione, riboflavin, pantothenic acid, which is B5, thiamine, which is B1, trimethylglycine betaine, which is TMG. Sounds like TMJ, but not. And then through my own research, I had also seen that glycine, not to be confused with trimethylglycine, which is not a glycine, it is actually a methyl donor. Things that have similar names but do different things. Glycine is also supposed to have a good impact, and apparently collagen does have glycine, and magnesium bisglycinate has glycine. which makes me wonder if one of the reasons that, for instance, my collagen run out, I do always feel a little bit of a different sensation in my body when I take collagen. I usually take it for like joint pain. So taking that little bit of glycine in the morning and in the evening could have been contributing to a general feeling of wellness because of the methylation processes that it assists in. But apparently you should take that throughout the day. So I did actually buy glycine, I think. Did I buy glycine? I have to double check the box. I put everything in the box as it arrived so that I could have it all there. So essentially I need to take 3 grams 3 times a day. 10 grams of collagen does it in the morning. That's an Amazon truck. The bisglycinate, I have to double check how many grams are in each pill, but that is probably assisting in the evening. So I just need to like make up that little difference. So the only B vitamins that are usually in my B complexes but are not in this mix are niacin and biotin. The doctor did say that sometimes niacin, I guess, has a counter effect and actually like slows down the methylation or something. I have to do more research. I've been doing plenty of it. I had already heard of MTHFR. I kind of suspected that I had it, which I've mentioned before, like just based on my symptoms and what it involves. I already suspected that I probably did have this mutation, especially based on the stuff that my family has. I am not pleased with the possibility that my insurance is not covering the test. I'm still waiting to find out if my appeal worked, but if it didn't, then I owe a little bit over $600. Not looking forward to that. On the bright side, it could be worse, I guess. That's how our medical system works. It's like one of those where it's like, we don't believe in this. And being a person who has an illness that took a very long time to, well, 2 illnesses that took a very long time to properly diagnose because they were being overlooked, the whole like catch-22 of, we don't believe in this, but you need testing in order to prove that you have it, but we don't believe in it, so we won't give you the testing. But you know, if you do have it, then it could be the thing leading to all these things, but we still don't believe in it, so we won't give you the testing. So that's kind of like just, you know, the very frustrating thing. My doctor obviously believes in it because she herself has it. That's why she recommended looking into it for me, because she did not know about this. She had no knowledge of this. She's a gynecologist, so it wasn't like her area of specialty. And then she started suffering from symptoms and she was recommended to do this testing, and well, behold, she is better now after treating it. So I'm really hopeful that it will have at least some impact on my migraines. That is like above and beyond even the generalized fatigue I've been feeling. Like if this can have some impact on the severity and frequency of my chronic migraines, I will be just like beyond the moon, like so thrilled. That's really what I'm looking forward to. So I'm going to go through this list and see what can I take once and what do I need to take multiple times. Like I'm seeing that like I need to take reduced glutathione with a meal. I need to take 2 of those. I need to take my methylfolate twice a day also with a meal, which is the one that people say might affect a little bit of that anxiety and depression. Also makes me a little anxious to take it in the evening, so I'm not sure like should I take it with a snack, because it is B12. B12 is an energizing vitamin. I don't necessarily want to not sleep, because that's also important. So figuring out the timing and the frequency of this stuff. I'm going to take the spreadsheet and make a list, because that is what we do in this house. We make lists and we conquer things in small chunks. That's the plan. So I have my spreadsheet complete, and I made a mini version of the spreadsheet. So this includes the whole range of supplements, as well as the dosages, how often and when I have to take them, and the colors signify like, do I have to take it in the morning? Do I have to take it in the evening? Actually, none of them I really have to take in the evening, but some I have to take 2 to 3 times a day. So those are green. The ones that are just take 2 and pick a time, usually midday-ish, are blue, and then the ones in yellow are mornings. So I'm going to set this up next to my supplement box, and I'm also going to start separating them, but I have to wait because one of them has not arrived yet. Apparently my B1 thiamine is still in transit. I should be receiving that today. So once I receive that, I can officially start taking all of these guys, which is a good thing because it's the holiday weekend. So that gives me a few days to see how my body reacts and figure it out. Most of these, they do say that within like 2 to 4 weeks, you start to feel the effects. However, I do take a lot of B vitamins regularly already. So I'm assuming that it's just a matter of adjusting to the dosages, and then figuring out how my body will feel on particularly the SAMe, the glutathione, the NAC, and the TMG. So that's the science experiment for the next 3 months. It's 9:30 p.m. I did not receive the last of the vitamins. Probably won't receive it until next week, so I don't know. I'm tempted to just start, but I don't know if it'll be affected by the fact that one of them is missing. I'll decide tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving. I'm not doing anything traditional. I'm taking my mom to breakfast and I guess having a very early dinner / very late lunch with my boyfriend and his mom. The reason being that my mom doesn't want to do anything. She is still, I guess, kind of in a grieving state. We're coming up on my grandmother's 1-year anniversary of her death, and it was around this time that she started to really decline last year, so my mom just isn't in the mood to do anything, and I can understand that. I also just got some concerning news. There's been a lot of concerning news this week. There's a lot of stuff going on in life, at work, particularly in the world, to be real, but I don't know. It's not news that I can share. It's not news that I have a handle on. It's something we've been worrying about for a while. Right now, it is still just a worry. It is a rumor. It is a possibility that may or may not come sooner rather than later. It's a fear we've had for a while in various iterations, and I don't know. It's something I can't solve. Not easily, at least. Not without a major shakeup in both my life and my mom's life. And not in a way that would be ideal for anyone. That's the truth of it. It would not be ideal for me. It would not be ideal for her for a number of reasons, not least of which is that I don't particularly have the means to make it ideal for her, and neither does she. It involves housing and that kind of stuff. I just don't know. So I'm hoping for the best, and I guess essentially just praying that the worst does not come to pass. And if it does, that I have the ability to figure it out and find a solution that at least provides some ease for both of us, if not a perfect situation, because it just won't be a perfect situation. It'll just be like a band-aid. So that's on my mind, and I was having a good day. I was getting ready to crawl into bed and read a book. I am reading this book. I'm about a little bit less than a third of the way in. It is a nice little comfort read type of a book. I've had it on the bedside for a little bit. I ordered it through interlibrary loan. If you do not know, about interlibrary loan. That is a thing you can do when your library does not have a book. Check with your library, because obviously I work at a university, so I get it through the university, but public libraries also offer it, sometimes for a fee. But it's essentially you can get a book from another library to loan it. Um, Anyhow, it's a comfort read, and I feel like I need comfort more than ever. So that is what I'm going to do. I am going to read for a little bit and go to sleep and hope that I can sleep, because my mom has a habit of telling me things that will set me off right before bed. And that sets off my tachycardia, that sets off my stress responses. Sometimes that sets off my migraines. And we've talked about this, where I tell her, please do not wait until my evening call to tell me bad news. And she doesn't learn. So that's where we are. I'm going to log off for now, probably check in throughout the weekend, and see you guys later. Hey y'all. So it is Thanksgiving today. I did not get any sleep last night after that whole situation with my mom. I took her to breakfast this morning. She took a very long time to wake up, so by the time we got to the place that I had looked up, they were just about to end breakfast. It was like a 15-minute like period that was left, so they were ending breakfast at 11 and starting like a prefix menu for Thanksgiving, which is not what either of us really wanted, especially since I'm gonna have dinner with my boyfriend and his mom. So a quick Google search found another place that I had seen before but not really been to, so that was nice. It was a nice little trip. Wasn't quite what we had wanted, because this place was more of like a cafe than a restaurant, so more of a quickie breakfast. Eggs, toast, bacon. Too much bacon, because I didn't realize that our platters brought bacon, and I was like, oh, let's add some bacon. Little did I know, the platters already brought bacon, so we ended up with like a mountain of bacon. Not that my mom minded, she was really into it. Neither of us is like a person that regularly eats bacon, so when we do, it's a nice little treat. I think I need more cotton balls. I really thought that I would only need one cotton ball for the kind of nail polish I was wearing. So yeah, we had a nice little breakfast, but I messaged her at 9, because I know that if I startle her out of sleep, and she doesn't sleep well either, so she like stays up all night and is basically an insomniac, eventually falls asleep, so I didn't want to startle her awake, so I messaged at 9. I figured that was a gentle wake up. She did not reply, so I waited, and then I called again at like 9:30, and she still did not reply, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna get dressed and go down there. She finally did answer. I got there, picked her up, drove to the place, but yeah, by the time we got there, it was 10:45, and they had a piece of cardboard on the door that was like, for Thanksgiving, we are doing breakfast only until 11. Normally it's an all-day breakfast place. And from then on, that like prefix, it was $25 Thanksgiving menu, which was actually not a bad deal. Kind of thought of convincing my boyfriend to go there instead. But his mother is complicated, and I don't feel like dealing with her saying that the place was not good, or that it was too spicy, or too this or that or the other. So why is this not working? So I did not suggest that. We'll go someday ourselves. Ew, is this stuck? Why won't it open? Okay, I guess let's take off the fake silver top, which apparently was a thing. I think my hands are too sticky. Goodness, I might need to replace this. Okay, here we go. Success. Anyhow, so I've got about an hour left to get ready to go have the earliest early bird dinner known to man. It is only 2 o'clock. His mom wants to eat at 3, so I'm not particularly hungry. I think we wrapped up our breakfast around noon. I don't know what I'll pick. I think they have a lunch special. I think that's what we're going for. Like, she's she's a cantankerous old lady, and she will do the thing where she's like, oh, I don't eat past a certain hour, but then she'll like have juices all night long and stuff. So kind of counterintuitive for a diabetic, but sure. So she likes this place, or at least she says she likes this place. It's a barbecue place. I think she liked this place because somebody that she thinks is fancy took her to this place. So I really think that she'll probably find something to complain about today because she's not going with the fancy friend, she's going with us. But maybe not, who knows? I'll try to remain optimistic, but my experience with his mom is that she is not the most pleasant person, and I'm only really going for him, and he knows this. So there's that. If you have a partner with a mom who is less than pleasant, I'm sure you understand. And if you don't, you're super lucky because I don't appreciate a lot of her behavior, let's just say. So I let him decide what color. I've been doing this thing where I'm like, I have so many colors and I've done them all and I'm kind of bored picking out the colors. So I will randomly text him and say like, what color should I put on my nails? And he'll just, say a color, and then I'll say like bright or glitter, pale or sheer or something. And so he said pink, and then I said bright or light, and he said bright. So it's not particularly fall color, but that's what we're going with. So it's like glittery, LA Colors Neon Jelly. This came from Five Below. I used it for my Barbie Halloween outfit last year. It's cute. It's actually not that bright, but it looks better after like 2 coats. It's pretty sheer. It's cute. It's also quick drying, which is a point in its favor. Anyhow, today is going to be a quiet day, so we're not really doing anything traditional. I'm just going out with him. We'll take our evening walk as per usual, because today is Thursday and we do Thursday walks in the evening. We have regular evening scheduled walks on Tuesday, Thursdays, and usually Saturdays. And then the rest of the week is just kind of like I'm doing my own thing, he's doing his own thing, or, neither of us really feels like doing a full workout, so we kind of say, hey, you want to just do a walk to stay active, and that's our fitness routine. In addition to, he does weightlifting and I do weightlifting and yoga. I was doing Pilates, but I kind of have just not been in the right mindset for Pilates. Like, that requires a certain level of focus that I haven't been experiencing. Yoga is the same. I've been struggling to do yoga, but I do need the stretching. So even if it's just a 15-minute, that I kind of force myself to do it. Okay, let's see. So I think I'll do 2 coats of this. It is very strong smelling. I don't love that. Also, I just dyed my hair. It's like a medium brown. It's pretty close to my natural hair color. My natural hair color as a child was like a medium brown with a little bit of auburn in it. But, that childhood color is long gone. I've been dyeing my hair in different variations since I was in middle school. So that, like perfect untouched hair color, I've never seen it again. Even after growing my hair out and, cutting it in pixies and letting the natural color come back, like, it's never been the same. You age, color changes, and now I have some, solid chunks of gray. I don't really dye it to cover the gray. I actually go with a non-ammonia, like you said, demi-permanent, specifically because it'll fade out more naturally and the grays will come through again. But I get bored with my hair color, and I feel like I like to change it seasonally, so I'll go for a more bright or light. This time I went with red for the summer because a coworker was like, you should dye your hair red. And I was like, well, I haven't in years because I did it for too many years in like high school and college. I did the like decade-long variation on red. So I did do that this summer. It was nice, but red is too much upkeep, so brown it is. I did black for a few years. I don't feel quite like the starkness of black at this point in my life, but I do like the more natural shades, which like my middle school self would like recoil at, because the thought of just having my natural brown hair when I was, 12, 11, well, I was doing some streaks at 11, 12, 13, 14-ish. It was like, oh no, like brown, no, the horror. So that is what we've done here. It's quite a natural color, like, just kind of dark brown, almost dark brown, like very on the dark end of medium. No gold, no ash, just plain old medium. I'll probably see the rest of it later when you can see a bit more of me. But I'm just gonna finish this up, do the quick dry, and once it's fully dry, probably start getting dressed. I don't have to be fancy, it's just a barbecue place, but I like to look nice. So that's the next stage. I'm dressed up. I basically wore the same thing to breakfast with my mom, but I changed the top because it was a little bit warmer than I expected. So I was wearing a pink sweater for the breakfast, and I'm wearing a black sweater and just jeans. Basic top, nothing fancy, just, I put a little bow in my hair. So this is what the color looks like. You can see my grays are usually like right around this area, so it covers it up and they'll start to show again, but it keeps it looking nice for a little bit. I like that it did actually do a good job covering the red, because sometimes red will just like show through no matter what. Like, I'm sure that there's spots where red will show, but for the most part I think it did a pretty good job of covering up what was left of the reddish tinge, because I did only dye it back in like September and it is now November, so it still had a ways to go before it would have totally faded out, but red fades faster than any other color, so it should be fine. So pretty good job. I do it myself. It is what it is. I've been doing my own hair for years, so I've never had a problem. It's fine. I'm cheap. I make it work. So yeah, so I'm getting ready to go have the world's earliest Thanksgiving dinner. I feel totally vindicated in assuming and being right when I said that the first thing she did was that she got the food. It was what she wanted. It was what she kept asking for. And the minute it arrived and she tasted it, she said, "It's too spicy." Everything is always too spicy. His mom just thinks everything is spicy. And by spicy, she means it has seasoning. That's the toilet filling up. It doesn't mean it's got spice. It doesn't mean it's hot. It literally just means it has seasoning. And sometimes it literally just means it has salt. Because I'm like, there's nothing here. There is nothing there that is spicy. So I was right. I am always right. Awkward family dinners. That's the Thanksgiving tradition. I started taking the mess of vitamins, and then I realized that I never ordered Sammy. So that happened. Anyhow, so regardless, I started by taking what I have, but I'm missing Sammy and B1, I think it is. What is that, pantothenic acid? No, thiamine. So 2 of them are missing, but I feel like I need to start taking this stuff. So I started, and I guess now I keep an eye out for any side effects. Fingers crossed. We intercept each other. Mm-hmm.
Chicken.
There's a bucket of chicken.
Take a picture of you with your portrait.
Ya pasaron.
Mm.
Pero quita la cosita de arriba. Así salió entera, mira. Mira.
Sí. A ver, probarla, probarla.
Mmm.
¿Cómo sabe?
Deliciosa.
¿Sabe diferente?
Bien rica.
Prince, what are you doing?